Yeah, but you got to be good, because how much does
Yeah.
a phone start with? All right, here we go.
1 in every 8 people are either malnourished, hungry, or starving. With the use of genetically modified technology, we should be able to solve that problem. So I hope to familiarize people on their knowledge of GMOs with my background in agronomy and agriculture and tell you about my persuasive opinions, the safety of GMOs, the success of them, as well as the lack of info and research. Some history about GMOs from GMOsinside.com. In 1980, the first GMO was created, and it was a bacteria that was used to eat up crude oil and oil spills in the ocean. In 1994 came the creation of the Flavor Saver tomato, which was known for its longer extended shelf life as well as an extended ripening period. In 1999, 100 million acres were planted in GMO crops in America alone. And in 2014, Monsanto's plant of Roundup Ready corn, the patent will run out, which makes time for a new production of a new plant. The reason GMOs were created by biologists, researchers, and scientists was to up the yields and decrease inputs and make for a better crop. As found in HowStuffWorks.com, the 10 most common misconceptions about GMOs, there are some myths that a lot of people think, which has been, there's no solid proof of or statistical data that GMOs are the only cause for cancer. Every test that they've done so far has become inconclusive and has failed to actually prove that GMOs are a cause for cancer. As well as other diseases, most think that BT corn causes your intestines and stomach lining to decrease, but that has never been proven either. All the tests that have been done on that were found inconclusive. The toxins do not cause cancer, or they don't cause any disease for humans. In fact, they're quite safe. As far as allergic reactions go for some, which is a big concern, there are no allergic reactions, but there could be as long as the GMOs are properly tested and go through the right process. As far as success, most crops are adaptive to certain things. There's all kinds of organisms that are adaptive: BT corn, Roundup Ready soybeans, extended ripening bananas, the Flavor Saver tomato, etc. As well as there's some animals, when they go through genetically modified organisms, it changes their structure. A lot of things they're preventative against is root-eating bugs, the corn borer beetle. They eat leaves, as well as they diminish the crop and lessen the yield where it causes more inputs. So the crops are immune to Roundup and whatever kills weeds as herbicides, pesticides, and insecticides. So here I have some stats as far as that goes. Here you have this 16,200,000 tries to prove that GMOs have cancer, and the number that have succeeded is 0. And here you can see another chart just telling about how the amount of crops planted for GMOs in the United States leading here. There in total is 420 million acres, and you can see the global advance in revenue is $15 billion. As far as yields go, corn crop was 30 million tons larger, and beans increased by 14 million tons. $14 billion increased revenue, and half next to developing countries growing cotton. Half of that was the countries growing cotton. Greenhouse gases, as far as that goes, where it comes from your tractor exhaust or your carbon monoxide output of the plants or the spray, has been decreased quite seriously, and is with less pesticides and insecticides, it has a lot less diminishing on the environment. Like I said, less passes by a tractor and a sprayer ultimately make for a better ozone. So lack of info against GMOs is a lot of the argument for their problems. Most experiments have held little ground so far in proving GMOs are bad. The arguments against, according to the naturalsociety.com, involve people who are most organic enthusiasts and also those who don't support businesses, large ag businesses such as Monsanto, Dow AgriSciences, Pioneer, DuPont, all those companies who have heavily involved their research into figuring out genetic modified technology. Some of the concerns people have is it's unhealthy, it's toxic, It's not good to eat, and it's involved, and I feel like people feel like there should be proper labels, but the USDA hasn't mandated the labels yet. According to Matt Ridley, some of the benefits of GMOs are the increased yield, less inputs, fewer field passes, more profitable, and other things of the sort, such as your compaction levels, the amount of fatigue on a farmer, the amount of stress on a farmer. So ultimately, it makes for a better farming system. My personal persuasion is that we all grew up in Iowa, and I've been involved in farming, and planting GMOs, in my opinion, helps to make a better industry and a better farming industry. And going to Iowa State, I've been involved with projects doing research on farms that are GMO and non-GMO. It just seems like a non-GMO crop is going to be a lot more labor intensive, in my opinion. But as far as a real life example, and hits close to home, all of us grew up in the Midwest. So most of your farms in this area grow GM crops, and whether we know it or not, GM crops are in our food and they aren't hurting us. And I think it makes for a better life, and more profitable farms, a better industry. So in conclusion, I hope you all have had a better standing on my stance of GMOs, their safety, success, and all the information that isn't available. Like I said, it is an opinionated topic, so I'm not trying to convince anyone to join my side, but I would just like to try and persuade you to agree with my argument. As humans, we are all entitled to our own opinion, but I have stated my position, and for this topic, I can't expect you guys to follow. But GMOs are the future, and hope we can grow as a people to accept and change, to accept the inevitable.
Don't stop it.